My people, are you ready for the Blackout Biographies? Oh, I gotta puke. That's damn right. We doing this shit Blackout. Blackout Biographies.
Should I be closer or should I lean back? Or?
I don't know. Here's my intro. Way to hijack it, Frank. Anyways, this is
Say your show is my show now. I take it over.
This is the Blackout Biographies, and this is episode number 2. And well, I wasn't gonna number the episodes, but
Oh, this would be an episode number 1 then.
no, because I did one.
Because I'm your number 1 fan.
We don't go by fandom.
Because you don't have any.
All right. Anyways, on this podcast is gonna be my friend Frank.
Is it broadcast or is it podcast? Which one is it?
They're both at the same time.
You broadcasting, podcasting? Are we going live right now?
Yeah. This
Nice.
is live. You can broadcast a podcast because technically that's.
Are you putting it right on right now?
When you broadcast it, you like release it to other people.
Nice.
And that's what's gonna happen.
I can't wait.
Well, you can't.
I can't.
You have to wait for editing. Also.
Oh man,
Yeah,
why
so
are you
that's
gonna?
not
So
gonna
everything bad I'm gonna say about you, you're gonna take out.
Well,
That's horrible.
Well,
but
no.
everything that makes me look bad is gonna be on this. Everything that makes you look bad is gonna be cut.
That's why it's my podcast.
That's
If it was on yours,
That's
it would
horseshit.
be just detrimental to my online
To your what?
brand.
Your brand?
Yeah, my brand. Yeah.
You got a brand?
Yeah. Let me do this shot.
What is the brand? Okay.
Anyways, Frank, you're fucking the format up. So the format
What's the plan?
is this is gonna be the format for everyone.
So are we starting with me or you?
We're gonna talk about how we met,
So okay.
and then you were gonna tell us a story, and I was gonna tell us a story about what me and you did drunk one time.
Oh, some stuff happened.
I don't have to like regurgitate like
Some-
what the format is because
Some
it's
stuff happened. You
All right,
sucked my
so
dick.
let me do the shot of tequila. How many shots deep now? This is my 4th.
Yeah, I refuse to do them.
Yeah, you did because you're Mexican and you're not trying.
Yeah,
to
I don't
play-
drink tequila.
You're not trying to play into your
I'm-
stereotypes.
Stereotype, I think, is the big one.
But anyways, I met Frank when I moved to Clio after a bunch of bad things happened to me, and I was in 8th grade, right?
Yeah, it was 8th grade.
It was going into high school, Clio.
Yes,
You
8th
can
grade.
move that closer to you a little bit. There you go.
Is that better?
Oh, that's way better. So, I was privy to meeting you because I knew stuff about you already before I moved there, and I didn't know anyone in Clio, so I was kind of... The only thing I knew about Clio was the Mount Morris kids that I went to school with before.
Yeah, they hated us.
They fought in either...
I remember that because they closed
the
the
Taco
high
Bell.
school. They closed our open campus at the high school. Over
Yeah,
at-
I went to a
I
Mount
think it was
Morris
like
Clio.
92 or 93 or something.
I went to a
like that.
Mount Morris Cloud fight, and I was on the Mount Morris side because I went with my friends. I didn't really want anything to do with it because I didn't care.
Did you get out of the car?
Yeah, of course. And then we went to the Cloud Park, and everyone was...
That's where I was at.
Yeah. Everyone...
I don't remember that. When I went to one, it was like at the Taco Bell or something like that.
Yeah, they used to do it there too. But we actually met them on their turf by their schools.
Oh, their
And
turf.
so we drove down
I
there.
forgot there was turf.
There was a whole bunch of cars, and we pulled in, and we got out of the car. This is not even... One time...
No relevance to nothing.
No, nothing ever happened because then I got back into a car because there's peacemakers down there and don't do this shit, blah blah. But I got back into a car. Then like the Mount Morris people left, but everyone was getting followed by Cloud people. I don't know what happened. We just went and like got high and drunk and shit. Nothing happened.
I think that's what.
But I went to Ortonville or Otisville, one of those.
Probably Otisville. Ortonville's far away.
Me and 3 of my friends almost fought an entire fucking town. One of my friends like hit somebody with a hammer.
What?
And, yeah. Well, Shannon, you know Shannon in here. He hit somebody with
I didn't know we were using last names. But
I don't care. It's
Whatever.
not. Are you gonna call the cops on them because someone's gonna listen and be like, oh.
It's like almost 20 years.
But
over
4 of
20
us
years
almost
ago.
fought an entire town. We got out of the car, everyone, and no one fought us. But that's neither here nor there. But so coming into Clio, the only person I knew.
How do you fight an entire town?
Well,
How do you make that many people so mad?
we was fighting this town because some dude that we knew that wasn't really our friend, but we knew him. He's like, hey, can you help us? And we're like, okay, what do you want? He's like, I'll pay you guys in money and beer and all that stuff for like, we went along for the ride for pretty much money.
Money and beer?
Yeah, he didn't pay us in money at all.
Huh.
Eventually, like, we got drunk after we didn't get stomped on by a whole town, but...
Wicked.
Yeah, that's how it happened. Because, like, his girlfriend was talking to some fucking people or whatever, and he was jealous, and they were going through a breakup. We didn't know that at the time. We just thought, like, this dude...
Oh, so he was just using you to...
Yeah, we had no idea it was over a girl. We just thought this...
It's always after a fucking girl.
But anyways, I
I'm
knew...
getting off topic here.
Yeah, I knew you from a friend named Brian that we had, and he went to Clio, and I met him in Mount Morris. He's like, when you get to Clio, find Frank. I was like, okay. So my first day of school, he also dared me to wear my clothes backwards, and I shaved my head.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd when I first met you.
I wore my first day at Clio's 8th grade. I wore
The shaved head didn't look that bad.
yeah,
but
I straight razored it like Hitler.
well,
So-
you had the top still kind of there.
No, the top was long, kind of.
Or
and
what?
it
You
went
just
over.
had the bangs or something.
Yeah,
stupid.
that's what it was. And so the first day,
But your pants were backwards.
yeah,
that was weird.
My shirt was backwards.
Was
too.
it really?
It was a button-up
God, I
shirt.
don't remember.
It was terrible. Well, you probably
Wasn't it
wonder.
like weren't you wearing like a Michigan State shirt or something?
Yeah, it was Michigan State button-up. And
the back.
it was buttoned in the back. And then I had to have Brian button it up for me.
Really?
Yeah, I slept.
I didn't
that
know
way.
that. Well,
Yeah, he buttoned it up for me the night before.
Did you guys cuddle too,
And I
or
fucking
what?
I slept with a button-up
Yeah,
shirt.
you had
in the back.
the zipper in the back, so you can kind of. I know this is getting cut out.
No, I'll keep this in. It's embarrassing. Thank you for my debit card, Lance. Did Clio have homeroom?
Yes.
Okay, so in the homeroom I met...
Or I don't think they had. Well, yeah, in 8th grade they did.
Okay, yeah.
But in high school, you just had your first hour.
Yeah. So Corey Osterhout was the first dude I met, and I asked him about you. I was like, I'm looking for this dude named Frank Ortiz. Or back then it was Ortez. Everyone calls you Frank Ortez. Sorry for the last name used, but that's going to be used on the...
No, I don't care. They know who I am.
Okay. Oh, everyone. That's your ego. But anyway, so I met this dude, and I was like, I need to meet Frank Ortiz. And he's like, oh, I'll introduce you to him. He smokes at lunch. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, he did. He was a bad dag.
So I remember going on lunch with him and Elizabeth Durling or something. So I was looking for you at lunch, and I found you, and I was like, hey, dude, I know Brian. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I was like, do you guys smoke? Because I heard you smoked. You gave me a Monarch or something.
Is that what I had?
Later, I find out that you had Monarchs because your mom used to buy cartons, and you'd steal a pack of cigarettes out of her carton. How do you miss a whole pack of cigarettes out of a carton?
My mom smoked like 2 packs a day.
Okay, well, she knew then,
I'm
obviously.
sure she did. I mean, she didn't say anything, but I think at one point she's did, but I don't remember. I never tried to make it like super obvious. I usually try to take like a already open pack or something like that, so she'd think that she smoked them all.
I mean, that's thinking ahead.
It's not like I fucking just went there and fucking took half a fucking carton and be like, fucking, I don't know where happened.
No, but you'd show up to school every day with a fresh pack. So eventually,
Well, I bought cigarettes too, though. I mean, you go. Remember the what
your
was it?
allowance.
No, well, yeah, but you couldn't buy them back then. You had to be 18, but
Oh yeah, it was the fucking diner where you can do the
where Coney Island.
by the
It used to be
Coliseum.
Clio Kettle. They had the machine right
Yeah,
there.
you just
You
go
see,
in
you just had to throw in fucking 50 quarters and you get a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I
You had to
remember
do it
that.
really quick before one of the waitresses seen you.
Yep. I
Then they
remember.
say, hey! And you just flip them off and fucking take off running.
Yeah, what did they care?
No,
anyways?
they didn't care.
I
Well,
mean,
they
there's-
cared for some reason, but...
Well, I mean, back then, if you're buying cigarettes from a machine, like, no one's gonna get in trouble.
Well, that's back in the day where, you know, I mean, every bar had machines for cigarettes. So
I actually still think they do that. Some places they have cigarette vending machines. No, maybe
I
not.
haven't seen them.
Maybe not because
The nightcap used to sell cigarettes behind the counter and stuff like that. I mean, they cost $1 extra, but they stopped doing that.
Yeah, I think you can't do that anymore.
I don't think you can sell
anywhere.
Well, no, I think after they put that ban on smoking in a bar.
Yeah, well, Minnesota and Florida, you can still smoke inside.
Oh, what are we still living here for?
Well, we should try to quit smoking, I think.
Yeah, I know.
And you shouldn't be smoking at all. You just had pneumonia. But anyways, that's how I met you. And we walked home and we found out we lived right next door to each other, which was kind of cool. And then our entire summer after that, because I moved at the end of the year, I had like 2 months until school was over, so we just like bonded over music. You like Guns N' Roses, I never liked them, but we like Fake No More and
Pearl Jam,
Black Sabbath, all that stuff. So we just like got
Metallica.
We didn't even like get high off weed or drunk or anything back then. We did mini thins, I remember that.
How did we do those anyway?
They sold them.
I know that, but why did we even try them?
Because
who told us about it? I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't remember.
It had to been like word of mouth or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I used to use those a lot of times when I was younger to try to shed weight and stuff like that. And I didn't.
Oh, because it said mini thin.
No, because it was like what was it FF?
It wasn't
ephedrine
really a
or
dietary.
whatever like that. Yeah, it was a dietary fucking thing.
Yeah, but it made your heart race and you felt weird. And if you did like 8 of them, like we used to do, then you would just like comatose.
No, it was like you did that and then you smoke a bunch of weed, then you're like way annihilated. You felt like you were gonna go in that coma.
Yeah, I had a friend and he didn't know what they were, and me and my other friend were just dicks, and we're doing shots of whiskey, and we're young, and he asked me what they were, and I was like, dude, if you do 20 of them, you'll
just
find.
Take them.
I was like, if you do 20 of them, you'll feel something. So he took 20, and he's like barfing and fucking almost dead. Yeah, that was.
You got a friend in me.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
I was a good friend. I mean, for the most part.
Just
but
take these.
don't
take all of them, dude.
I want to laugh, so whatever.
It's all good. He lived.
Yeah, but it turns into the next school year. We skipped like all the time, and
yeah.
We were just talking about earlier. We have a friend missing, Ricky, and we skipped at his house a lot. And
yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Okay, so this podcast format, this is not always gonna be this, but I have to tell this story because it's so fucking funny.
Which one are you gonna talk about?
Where me and you, I wanted you to skip because I didn't want to be alone, but you went to school. I was like, fuck it.
I think I know that story.
Okay.
I'll let you talk.
We went to our skip spot where Ricky lived, and he didn't want to skip either. I skipped every day. I found better things to do. And so he said, no, I'm not skipping today. So I haven't anywhere to skip. So when he went to school, I broke into his. I didn't break into his house. I just like opened the door.
Yeah, the door was probably open, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was unlocked. So I went in there. I watched Boys in the Hood, and I cooked something in the microwave. And while the microwave was going, his mom pulls up, and I'm like, oh shit! So I run downstairs, and the week before that or something, we found a whole big old box of like nudie magazines.
Who found those?
We found them in a dumpster.
Did we? I don't remember finding them, but I remember they just appeared.
We walked by and we saw like titties in a box on the ground by the dumpster.
Somebody must have just got married or something like that.
Yeah,
had to give up their porn collection.
Yeah, no one just like no one kicks it like on their own.
That was a collection of years of porn mags.
Well, I remember there's a one specifically. It showed penetration. It's called Puritan. Remember that?
No, I came across that. And
you probably did physically too.
No, I don't think I was.
Came on it.
No, because I didn't know how to do that back then.
I would have showed you, bro.
I'm sure you would have.
I was a veteran by 16. So
I don't even think I was probably 16-ish the first time I fucking actually touched myself.
Well, we're not talking about that.
Oh, I'll touch about it.
So I went downstairs.
I'm not afraid.
When his mom like pulled up, I ran downstairs and we had all the movie magazines downstairs.
Oh, dude, if you would have ran upstairs, you'd have fucking made your fucking.
Well, let me